My dearest daughter, I want to talk to you about something important. It's not about politics or the news you see on your screen. It's about something deeper, something that lives in the heart. The world can be a loud and confusing place, filled with strong opinions and angry voices. People will try to tell you what to believe, what to think, and who to blame. But I want you to promise me that you will always search for the truth with an open heart. Honesty is a light, and it can guide you through the darkest of rooms. It's the most valuable gift you can give yourself and others. This journey of ours is about finding what connects us, not what tears us apart. It's about listening to that quiet voice inside you, the one that whispers of love and compassion. Sometimes, the biggest truths are not found in history books or on a map. They are found in the quiet moments when we look at another person and see a reflection of ourselves. We are all searching for meaning, for a sense of belonging. This search is a sacred one, a journey that every soul must take for itself. Don't let anyone else's anger or fear become your own. I want to talk about Israel, but not the one you see on the news, not the land of conflict, borders, and political debates. I want to talk about an idea, a spiritual home that exists within each of us. It is a place of peace that we can build inside ourselves, a kingdom of the heart founded on love and understanding. This concept is ancient, and it speaks to the part of us that yearns for connection with the divine, with something greater than our own small lives. It is a promise of a better way to be human. So, as we explore this together, let's leave the world's noise behind. Let's set aside the flags and the headlines. Instead, let's look for the human story, the spiritual thread that ties us all together. Let's be honest with ourselves and with each other. Let's ask difficult questions without fear. The truth is not afraid of being examined. It waits patiently for us to find it, not with our minds full of arguments, but with our hearts wide open and ready to listen. This is the only way we can truly understand. When many people hear the word Israel, they immediately think of a place on a map. They think of a nation with a government, an army, and borders. They think of the endless cycle of news reports, of conflict and struggle that has defined the region for so long. But this is only one small part of the story, the physical shell of a much deeper spiritual idea. The true Israel, the one that matters to the soul, is not a piece of land you can point to. It is a state of being, a connection to God that lives within the human spirit. This spiritual Israel is a concept that transcends geography and politics. It is the community of people who have been called by God, those who wrestle with faith and seek a relationship with their Creator. It is a family bound not by blood or nationality, but by a shared covenant of the heart. This is the Israel spoken of by the prophets of old, a promise that was never about owning territory. It was always about belonging to God. It is a kingdom that cannot be shaken by war or conquered by armies because it is not of this world. Think of it this way. A home is more than just a house made of bricks and wood. A home is the love, safety, and belonging you feel inside it. In the same way, the spiritual Israel is the home for the soul. It is where we find shelter in God's presence. It doesn't matter where you were born or what passport you hold. What matters is the condition of your heart. Are you seeking peace? Are you striving for righteousness? If so, you are already a citizen of this heavenly kingdom, this Israel of the Spirit. This understanding changes everything. It frees us from the need to take sides in earthly conflicts. It allows us to love all people, whether they are called Israeli or Palestinian, Jew or Gentile. Our true citizenship is in heaven, and our true allegiance is to love and to truth. The struggles over land and power are temporary distractions from this eternal reality. The real journey is an inward one, to find that sacred space within us where God dwells, and to live from that place of peace and strength. To understand the heart of this spiritual connection, we must look at its central figure. For centuries, the world has known him by the name Jesus Christ. It is a name that is loved and revered by billions. But what if I told you that wasn't his name? His mother and his disciples, the people who walked with him through the hills of Galilee, did not call him Jesus. They called him by his Hebrew name, Yeshua. It is a beautiful name, and it means salvation. It was a common name, but his was special. He was Yeshua HaMashiach, Yeshua the Messiah. Why does this matter? Because names have power and meaning, especially in Hebrew culture. The name Yeshua directly connects him to his people, the Jewish people. It grounds him in his identity as the promised Messiah of Israel. Over time, as his story spread across the Greek and Roman world, his name was changed. Yeshua became Jesus in Greek, and then Jesus in Latin. Finally, it became Jesus in English. The change was not done with bad intentions, it was simply a matter of translation. But something precious was lost along the way. This change created a separation. It made Yeshua seem like a stranger to his own people. The name Jesus Christ sounds foreign to the Hebrew ear. It helped create the idea that he came to start a new religion, separate from Judaism. But Yeshua himself said he did not come to abolish the law or the prophets, but to fulfill them. He was the ultimate expression of the Jewish faith, the living embodiment of God's promises to Israel. He was a Jewish rabbi speaking to Jewish people about the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. By remembering his true name, Yeshua, we restore his identity. We see him not as the founder of a Gentile religion, but as the Jewish Messiah who came for his own people first, and then for the entire world. This simple act of honesty helps to heal a wound that is 2,000 years old. It reminds us that many Jewish people did not reject their Messiah. They were never properly introduced to him. They were presented with a Jesus who seemed disconnected from their heritage, their scriptures, and their God. Every day, we are bombarded with images of war and stories of conflict. The media shows us explosions, anger, and grief. It tells us stories that are designed to make us feel fear and to pick a side. This constant noise is a powerful distraction. It pulls our focus toward the temporary battles of this world and away from the eternal truths of the heart. It builds walls between people, creating an us versus them mentality. It wants us to believe that the problems are all out there, in a distant land, between other people. But the real battle is not fought with guns and bombs. It is fought within each human heart. It is the struggle between love and fear, between compassion and judgment, between truth and deception. The stories of war on our screens make it easy to forget that every person involved is a human being. They are mothers and fathers, sons and daughters. They all have hopes and dreams. They all bleed when they are cut. The noise of war dehumanizes them, turning them into statistics or symbols instead of people who deserve our love and prayers. Many of our Jewish brothers and sisters have never rejected Yeshua. How could they? They were never shown the real Yeshua, the one who loved his people and honored their traditions. Instead, history presented them with a Christ of crusades, inquisitions, and persecution carried out in his name. They were shown a distorted image, a Messiah who seemed to be the enemy of the Jewish people. It is no wonder they did not recognize him. The truth of who he was became lost in the fog of religion and war. So I ask you to turn down the volume of the world. Look past the headlines and the angry arguments. Listen instead to your heart. Seek the truth with humility and love. Remember that we are all part of one human family. The path to peace does not begin with treaties or political solutions. It begins when one person decides to love another, to see past the labels and the differences. Let us be honest, let us be kind, and let us find that spiritual Israel, that place of peace, within ourselves and share it with everyone we meet.